everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is Chamber Calls. I'm your host, Sherman Ray, the CEO and president of the Black Business Chamber, where we are the next generation of entrepreneurs in Las Vegas. Today on Chamber Calls, we'll shine a light on one of those businesses. And folks, we are so excited to have with us today Valerie Oakley. And Valerie's got a great story about her business, which is, there's been a lot of businesses that have been around that have got great stories, but really none that have gotten that I have seen that have spoken about the founder of the business or the owner of the business, because it has had such an impact on her life. So let's bring in Valerie Oakley. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And Valerie, you are the owner of Greater Works.
Yeah.
And very excited about it. And once again, this is Zoom broadcasting right now, so we're kind of in and out a little bit on Zoom. So if you see anything weird, folks, don't worry about it. Everything's good. In a couple more months, this all will be behind us, and we'll be back in the studio. So it'll be pretty cool. So Valerie, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with Greater Works.
Okay. Greater Works came about because I was on a personal journey.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my story starts with needing to lose some weight. So about 5 years ago, I found myself to be wanting to lose like 50 pounds by the time I reached my milestone birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And
of like 29, 30.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was successful on this program because I wasn't looking for a diet. I was looking for a lifestyle plan, something where I could reach that healthy weight and sustain it. And so I was able to do that with the help of a coach and all the other components of the program that it involves. And then the opportunity opened up to have a home-based business and partner with the people that I was being coached by. And so I looked at the business and liked what I saw, and I enjoy helping people. I have a healthcare background, and have been helping people for over 20 years. And so this was just kind of a natural progression to helping people in body, mind, finances, spirit, all of those things.
So. Yeah, Valerie, let me stop you for a second there, because we talked about this the last time I spoke with you, that you said you actually have a background, that you actually, as a profession before you started Greater Works, that you are actually, or you continue to be in the healthcare, or you're actually helping people on a daily basis anyways. Now, what is that background in?
Right now, I'm a respiratory therapist. So I'm one of the essential workers, so to speak. So I have that. I've gone to nursing school. I have a degree in psychology. You name it. It just is all kind of a culmination of healthcare in all different areas.
Isn't that great? So you actually do. So you're an essential worker. Let me ask you a question, and I don't think we delved into this last time I spoke to you. When now that since you've been a frontline worker and you've seen this whole COVID thing really kind of go through its whole phases, have you seen a lot of people come in the door, especially people of African American descent, who you're saying, man, if you just had so much weight on you, if you hadn't been just so physically not well, that this probably would not have impacted you as much. Have you seen that kind of thing in your daily practice?
Well, let's just say that if people would take care of those underlying conditions, then it would put them in a better position to survive any bug, that's flying through the air, COVID or flu or pneumonia or tuberculosis, all of those things. We still need to focus on those main reasons that people are unhealthy. The heart disease, the diabetes, the high blood pressure, all those things need to be dealt with first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I would assume so because they keep talking about kids, that kids aren't really affected as much, and really it's because kids jump around and you got to tell them to stop jumping around because they're just all over the
yeah,
place, right, all the time, anyways.
right.
But adults, we get kind of sedentary. We kind of get in our lifestyle, and we're not as active. Anyways, we'll come back to that, but I really want to talk a little bit more about Greater Works. Tell me a
Okay.
little bit about the business itself. What kind of things do you work with people? What is your your common everyday or your most common client that comes in the door? What are they looking for?
Okay. The common client, well, what we do is like take care of people. I keep saying a trilogy of things. We focus on people, helping people get healthy, mentally, physically, and financially. And we start off with a health assessment and just kind of have a one-on-one discussion with the person and what their health goals are in all those areas. Generally, people come in, the first need is to get themselves physically healthy. And so we do have that weight loss component, but we also have a heavy emphasis on mindset, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you can lose all the weight you want, but if you don't have that mindset, then you're not going to sustain it and, get into some healthy habits. So we work heavily on that.
Yeah, and do you think that that's probably one of the biggest things that you really have to conquer is that mindset?
Definitely.
Because I don't know if you ever heard of a guy named his name is Robert Coggins, I believe is his name. And don't I know the last name is Coggins, but
Uh-huh.
he was almost 300 pounds. Life was just going down the tubes, and he literally he wanted to be a Navy SEAL. And it, so his so
Mhm.
you fast forward, and really the biggest thing that I got from his whole testimony was that it was really a mindset. Everything was a
Definitely.
mindset because he's saying that most people in America, that they're interesting, that they're so soft, it's ridiculous. They've never really been challenged. They want things easy, and that's why they
Right.
generally don't succeed. So when there's that one or two people who actually do something just a little bit more, they're hailed as just great
Right. Right.
because of the majority of people really are not. Uh, so like that's really kind of interesting that you focus really on the mind. Tell me a little bit about that.
Mhm.
What kind of things do you actually have to do? Because you were in counseling, your psychology.
Mhm.
What kind of things are you really kind of battling with people to get them over?
Well, I know you probably heard the phrase emotional intelligence,
Yes,
and
sure.
so a lot of the issues that people deal with is emotional mismanagement, and just that manifests itself in many areas of life. And in this case, we're talking about weight, and so people have a lot of unhealthy relationships with food, and it's culturally accepted, and
Ah,
I mean culturally as far as Americans,
okay,
we
sure.
just have an unhealthy relationship with food, and we reward ourselves with it when we're upset, when we're happy,
Hmm.
you know, we're
Sure.
sad.
Yeah.
It's always a reason to eat,
Always a
and
reason to
then
eat,
that,
huh?
yeah,
Sure.
and then that just it shows,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and um, not to shame anybody that carries a little bit extra weight, but like I said, it does lead to those other conditions of illness that can be prevented, with some
Mhm.
structure and guidance, and just changing this
Yeah.
thing up here.
Yeah,
So,
really, you've got to change your mindset. Got to be a paradigm shift, right? Um,
right.
so, well, give me a success story. I mean, other than you. I mean, so
Hmm.
matter of fact, you were a success story in yourself. But give me a success story of somebody who came in your door and you kind of looked at them and you went, "Oh dear Lord, this person." I know you probably I'm sure you don't say that, but yes, there might be a person that walked in the door and you go, "Oh." this is a challenge and we're going to make it through. And you've seen, so give me that.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm grab people by the hand because I know the program works. I've done it myself.
Mhm.
And, you know, as long as someone is willing to stay accountable, the A word, then I can walk them through that. I have a client who had knee issues,
Mm.
arthritis in the knees, and they weren't a candidate for surgery for that because they needed to lose the weight, and they were faced with the choice of either losing 100 pounds or having the surgery, and they said, hey, I don't want to get cut on, so let me lose the weight.
So
And
we're
in
talking about 100 pounds that you're starting with.
yes.
Okay,
And
go ahead.
so this person started like during the holidays,
Oh,
in 1 year, like November, December, and they were able to lose 75 pounds within a year. And
seven,
so,
starting in the holiday. So I
yeah,
noticed when you said that starting in the holidays, that's really if all times to start a diet or to start a lifestyle change, that's probably one of the toughest right there. Sure.
that shows dedication right there.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I mean, birthdays, holidays, those things come every year. But again, if you're not making it a lifestyle, then any excuse will do to not stay focused on it, you know. And that's what gets us into that yo-yoing and not creating those healthy habits that support us.
I know, that's amazing. So you were successful helping that person out, and which is
Yeah.
exciting. Now, how, so we don't have a lot of time here, but how are you dealing with the COVID thing though? Because a lot of times as a coach, you're really, and to
Hmm.
keep people accountable, generally it's a one-on-one thing. It's a physical thing. You generally have to
Yeah.
see the person. How are you
Hmm.
overcoming the whole pandemic thing where you actually have to have some social distancing?
The beauty of this, like I said, when I came into it, the opportunity was already a remote coaching business
Mhm.
opportunity. So we've been working from home. This business has been a business of working from home for like 20 years.
Wow.
With that's how the co-founders designed it. And so we've been working from home. We support people. We don't have any geographical boundaries. So I've helped people all over the country, you know, and we, and that's the thing, you know, we can coach people from anywhere, you know, from anywhere that we are and anywhere that they are.
Yeah. And
And that's how
so,
we stay accountable. And technology, you know, the Zooms now, you know, we can do the FaceTime.
wow. I would assume some of it is food, so it's nutrition, but some of it has to be the physical part of it. Hey, guess what? You got to get up, you got to
Right,
walk, run, or something like that.
right.
Are you doing? Is that part also remotely? That's something you can accomplish too.
Yeah, we deal with what we call the six macro habits of health, which is healthy weight, healthy eating, healthy sleep, hydration,
Mhm.
exercise and movement, surroundings, relationships. We deal with all of it, you
Wow.
know, and we can do all of that remotely. We don't necessarily conduct exercise classes,
Mhm.
but we do have those suggestions,
Yeah.
you know, as part of the program. And so, yeah, we definitely incorporate that into our lifestyle programs.
Well, that is exciting. Valerie Oakley is with us on Chamber Calls here today, and she is she's one of the I would say. So, what would you call yourself? Give me your what do they actually call you? Are you like a nutrition coach? Are you a lifestyle coach?
I own a health coaching business. So
Yeah,
we have health coaching services, and I am a certified independent health coach, health and lifestyle coach.
health and lifestyle coach with Greater Works. I'm so excited about it. People want to get a hold of you, especially because now the summertime is here. People are probably still going, and especially now they've been hibernating like bears for like the last 3 months.
Right.
You know, they've been hibernating, and now they're trying to get out of their houses because they've just gained so much weight
When
from,
you out of that door, huh?
oh my gosh, just kind of turn sideways and scoot your way out the door. How are they going to get a hold of you? Because they got to get a hold of you now.
Okay. So there's many ways. My phone number, I'll put that out there. It's 925-206-8274. You can text me, reach me that way.
Okay.
My email address is on my Facebook site. It's voakley at voakley.oc@gmail.com.
Mhm.
My page is Greater Works Health and Lifestyle Coaching on Facebook.
Yep.
So you can inbox me there and, send a smoke signal, do whatever.
Send a smoke signal, she says. That's, you got whatever it takes. Get out of the house. You know what I've been noticing, because you probably know, I'm an avid cyclist. I ride pretty much every day. Today was my short day, so I got in 20 miles today. It was a short day, but I've always worked out my entire life. But I've noticed now more than ever, excuse me, how many more people I've seen out and working out early in the morning. And the interesting thing about it, I see a lot more people of color, which is it's very encouraging.
That's encouraging. Yeah.
And I think that right now that we have been given a call, a clarion call to say, get up, stop sitting around, and get healthy, because the next pandemic really might just be even worse than it is now. So
Right. Exactly.
yeah.
Definitely.
So Greater Works on Facebook, Valerie Oakley at gmail.com, or they can, so folks, get up, send a smoke signal to get to Greater Works. We're so excited to having you today on Chamber Calls, Valerie. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
God bless.
God bless you too. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.